This takeover was just what the doctor ordered. Hello everyone, Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and we are here on Dr. Matt's account, aka Doctor Who, or Doctor Who Games is where he gets that from. And he has been a wonderful channel supporter, not only one of the great guys of Raid, supports a lot of other content creators, and is ever present on YouTube and Twitch and other stuff like that. Fun dude. Glad to help him out for some stuff. And he signed up for a free takeover when I was doing my CatHerder stream, and I built a team for him that I thought was actually really interesting that I wanted to share with you guys because it was actually kind of fun. It was an interesting use of two free champions, one of which is Michelangelo, who is free for absolutely everybody, and the other of which is Elenarl, who is of course a free champion if you use my login code that I have down below. You can get yourself an Elenarl, and you can get yourself an Ugo, and get yourself a great start to Raid Shadow Legends. And since you can get Michelangelo for free for the next 2 months, actually, I believe it's until November 13th, I believe, you can get yourself this team for Spider 20, and it's really kind of fun. It works on an account that doesn't have a lot of really good gear, which is definitely where this count is, and I think it was interesting enough to show you guys so you guys get some idea of a good way to tackle Spider 20. So here is the team, and I'm not gonna lie, this team may look like it's a little rough to deal with because there is a Void Legendary on the team here, but I will talk to you about champions that you can use to swap out for, to work very effectively. In fact, talking about Ugo would slide right into where Knave is as well, when do just about everything that Knave is going to do to keep you alive. Ally protection teams will certainly help as well, so you could do somebody like a Taragi or a Tyrant or somebody else like that. So there are other ways to keep your people alive, but the two stars of this particular team are Michelangelo and Elenarl. So we have Deacon here. He provides a speed aura and will constantly do the speed buff. We'll do the sweeping retribution, get some decreased defense out there, gets the leech out with the A1, although that's not going to be super important with Mikey, but we are going to talk about why that is kind of important for him here. Knave is here mostly for this block damage to start with, as well as the ally protection to kind of keep people alive, throwing some shields up as well. Very helpful overall, but honestly, she's not doing a lot after that block damage is there, other than basically the ally protection to try to keep everyone alive, which is why any other ally protection champion will work in this team just fine. We've got Tagore here. Tagore here is also to help keep everyone alive. So we've got the healing here with his increased speed, and then we've got the shield, plus this will actually do a revive as well if somebody dies. Finally, he'll put increased defense on somebody. But here's the cool thing about this team. We've got Mikey right here. Mikey is, not built super well. I mean, he has okay-ish crit rate, but not perfect crit rate. He's got some okay crit damage here. He's got the 5-star soul, and that's really mostly where he's getting the good stats from. But this is not a amazing Michelangelo build. And then we've got Elenarl. But why do we have these two champions? Well, Elenarl here is mostly going to be doing her A1. Her A1 is an irresistible burn, and that means that we are going to put a burn on the boss because that's what she will default to. But it doesn't matter if it's the boss or whatever else she defaults to, and I'll get to that in a minute. So she is built kind of fast with some HP and enough accuracy to maybe land some poisons with this A2, but we are making sure she's going to hit with this first, and since she's not even booked on this on a 4-turn cooldown, she gets a chance to put poisons out occasionally against the boss, and the boss gets some extra poisons. That's not too bad. So what Michelangelo is going to be doing, his first attack, because he's fast, is going to put decrease attack and leech up for 2 turns, and that's going to ignore 25% of the resistance if it's critical, and if it's not critical, he's not, but he's got enough accuracy, so it's not really a big problem. And put taunt on himself, so he is going to taunt the boss and taunt the other champions here, and then he's going to have a chance to evade them, so 30% of the time he's not even going to be hit by the poison. And of course, that's where the ally protection comes in to keep things off of him. That is where he's going to take less poisons overall because they're not going to land as many poisons on him. He's got some resistance. It certainly would help to have a lot more resistance in this build, but he's doing okay. And again, that's where Tagore's shield is going to help keep him alive. That's where the healing he's going to have in general is going to keep him alive. And then finally, we are really all about this express delivery. We're going to get a decreased defense and possibly a stun, but he generally will be attacking the boss with this skill because the boss is already going to be burning, and this skill targets the person with the most debuffs. And then we'll spread burn to all the rest of the spiders. By the time he gets around to doing this, because of the way Deacon works with his time crunch, it's going to be then when the other spiderlings start to go, and they are going to slowly but surely do damage to the boss and grind the boss down. So let's save this team here and let's go into this team. Now, this is not going to be a very, very fast run, but this runs 2 to 3-ish minutes long, but it is very, very consistent. We ran it several times on stream, and he's run it several times since then and has been very, very happy with it, and it got him to Spider 20. It might even be able to go further than Spider 20, but Spider 20 is a good affinity for this as well, because we have a couple of champions that are positive affinity against the boss, and so the only two people that are really going to be targeted well are going to be your Michelangelo and your Deacon, and since Michelangelo is going to be taunting anyway, that makes some sense. And it's not a bad affinity for Michelangelo, so it's not magic, for example. And there, look at that. Burns on absolutely everybody. So now we can start chunking the boss down. We kill these ads off occasionally as well, because we do some AoE damage, and that's fine. But as long as we are getting some of these burn chunks to go on, and if, we kill a couple of these spiderlings before he gets a chance to take a turn, he's not going to heal as much because there are going to be a couple of dead spiders, and that's fine as well. So just, getting some of the burns. They're also killing the spiderlings, which is going to help keep him alive. You'll see he doesn't have a lot of poisons built up on here, and we're actually getting close to the halfway mark, and we're about a minute into this run. Now, again, boss is going to heal himself, cleanse himself, but we do have the burn here. He still has the burn because he's only taken one turn. So even if LNRL never puts another burn back up, Mikey's going to get a chance to spread that burn again, which will be absolutely amazing. Plus, as we start building up poisons here as well, we're going to get poisons bound for the rest of these guys as well, because Mikey will spread some poisons around, and poisons are actually kind of effective against these spiderlings, amazingly enough, at least on normal. Plus, with all the leech we have here, we have everyone that is healing as they are attacking the boss. There's the decrease attack and the leech. That's going to help keep everyone alive as well. So these are not doing a ton of damage to Mikey. And again, he's doing the evasion on occasion. So, whittle him down a little bit. Mikey should have his spread back up. And you'll notice he's not even booked. If he was booked, he'd be getting the spread out much easier. Look at all these poisons we have spread around here. It's absolutely insane. And we are getting burns proccing and, really, really good and really, really sturdy. And these guys have never really been in danger. And for the most part, we really haven't been using Neve's anything really other than she gets the block debuffs up there, which has been great. So that's helping keeping the poisons under control just a little bit. And the ally protection is another way to keep Michelangelo alive. You could certainly use, for example, instead of Neve, you could probably use Donatello. Donatello will get a bunch of extra healing whenever Mikey takes his turn. We'll also do some cleansing as well to keep the poisons off, and even give you a chance to do the reset. So you get a chance to get Mikey's spread a few little more often as well, and get you some turn meter boost. So you could certainly swap out Donatello for that. Again, Ugo goes into this team just fine as well. The block buffs doesn't hurt, but Ugo's got a heal and a cleanse. Could be very, very helpful as well. A reviver of some kind would be good. You could use a Rector Drath in this team. She might even attract some of the spiders occasionally, but she'll keep the healing up and the veils up. And yeah, it's overall a pretty solid team. It's not amazing. It's certainly not going to break any speed records. Hey, we're at 3 minutes and 15 seconds, and we're just kind of starting to finish off the boss. But nobody here has been in any danger. And that burn spread that Michelangelo is doing just continues to be absolutely amazing. There we go. Lots of burns spread around, and as these guys take turns, they're just going to kill the boss. Nice, easy, simple, and a creative way to use champions in Raid Shadow Legends, which is why I thought this team was a lot of fun. And this is the type of stuff you can do with the Michelangelo. And there we go. 3 minutes, 47 seconds, 119 turns. This has gone faster for the 2 minutes and 16 and 76 seconds. There's a little bit of RNG. It's going to depend on whether or not people are critting the spiderlings. Honestly, Mikey would actually do better if he wasn't critically hitting, because if he wasn't critically hitting, he wouldn't be killing the spiderlings quite as fast. But overall, it's a pretty fun team. As you can see, Mikey did a ton of damage because he ends up owning some of those spread burns. Deacon Armstrong apparently did a ton of damage for some strange reason. I'm not quite sure what was going on with that. LNRL doing some decent damage because she starts the burns off in the first place. But yeah, a lot of damage, but it's a great way to get Spider 20 done. So guys, quick video, just figured I'd hop on and show you guys something that I thought was really kind of cool. Michelangelo and LNRL combining to burn down the spider, and creative uses of champions like this is what makes Raid Shadow Legends fun. You can build all kinds of cool teams to beat all kinds of fun content. And it's one of the reasons I said that Elenarl is actually a very good early game champion. That irresistible burn, those extra poisons, and that poison explosion are really, really good for the early game. So you can use an Elenarl to do a lot of really cool things, and you can use a Michelangelo to do a lot of really cool things, and if you put them together, you can make a really fun team. So appreciate you guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate if you like videos like this. It's great for you guys to stick around, and it's great for your support for videos. Let me know if you've got creative uses for Michelangelo or Elenarl or other champions that you thought were interesting and creative uses. Maybe I'll even ask you to feature one of them on a video. I love pointing out cool teams like this, and I'm not the only one making them. So, appreciate you guys hanging around. Have an absolutely amazing day. And until the next video, I am Bront, CatHerder.